Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Cody Pfau, a sophomore from Parachute, Colorado. She is ranked #1 in the NAI at 109. She has a 29-1 record, and among those 29 wins, you have 21 falls. Tell us what it takes to get the pin.
Really, you just have to make sure you know your hold to get them there, and then be stubborn enough to keep them till you get the pin.
Your one loss was Brianna Neal of King, and you're able to kind of get back at her at the national duels. Tell us what that was like.
I have actually beaten her 3 times since, and I got frustrated during that match, which was the reason I lost. You really can't get mentally disrupted in a match because it will cause you to mess up.
You finished 4th last season at 116 in the WCWA. Talk about your expectations heading into this season's.
I was actually wrestling up a weight then, and my expectations last year was to win. I didn't care that I was up a weight, and it upset me that I got 4th because I also lost to someone I'd previously beat. And this year, my expectation's the same. I am wrestling at the weight I should be, and I expect to win.
You've wrestled in international competition as well. Talk about that experience and how it's helped you advance as a collegiate wrestler.
Talking to people from other countries, it's just made me realize that everyone has the same fears. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from. Everyone is afraid, like, who is that girl? Who am I wrestling next? So I realize I don't need to be afraid because they're afraid enough for both of us.
And what's your major here at OCU?
My major is cell and molecular biology.
Talk about your career plans when wrestling is over.
When I'm done with wrestling, which I plan on taking a break after I'm done at OCU, like from college, and just wrestle for a bit. But when I'm done wrestling completely, I plan on going to either medical school or coronary school.
All right. Thanks very much. Talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Cody Pfau. And coming up next, we'll talk to women's golf coach Marty McCauley.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to women's golf coach Marty McCauley. The Stars will open the season February 15th and 16th at the Claude Jacobs Invitational. And Coach, you're coming off a national championship year. Talk about the run to the national championship last year.
It was an exciting year for us. Our top 5 boiled down to having 1 senior and 4 freshmen. So I think in a lot of people's eyes, they thought it would be a rebuilding, retooling year for us. And it was a really magical finish to the season, especially the national championship and the fashion we won in a playoff over SCAD Savannah, who was ranked #1 in the country. It was just truly incredible, and it's still something to this day. I honestly can't believe that the season finished up the way it did. I think we were 5 shots down going into the final hole and played it 5 under par just to get in a playoff. So it was wonderful season, great accomplishments, academically, athletically, everything else. It was just truly a blessing for us last season.
Obviously, with such a young team last year, a lot of returners for this season. Talk about some of your returning players.
We returned 4 All-Americans from last year's team that were all freshmen last year. So obviously that's a good core group of returnees, along with returning 3 other players that had significant tournament experience over the last few years. So our returnees are a strong group. I could go into each one of them individually, but Instead, I'll just say it's a wonderful, strong core group of players. And one thing that's a little bit different about this year's team is we, losing Elia Folk from last year's team, who was two-time conference champion, two-time first-team All-American, and two-time individual national runner-up. She was a real superstar and was a real clear leader for the team. And this year, everybody's kind of about the same, and it makes it really unique, but it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of best player by committee at this point.
You've also got a couple of newcomers who are making an impact so far. Tell us about the new players on the team.
We do. Emma Allen joined us last fall from Tulsa Union High School, and she actually had our lowest scoring average on the team as a freshman, which is always, I guess, a good problem to have if somebody comes in and you have 4 All-Americans and they have the lowest scoring average through 4 tournaments. That was very good. So we'll expect her to continue in that role this spring. And then we added a player at semester from France named Claudia Schima, and very, very talented player, very highly ranked in the World Amateur Golf Rankings. Expect great things from her. It might take her a while. I can only imagine how difficult it would be to be an 18-year-old kid and go to a new country and try to get settled in, especially coming from Paris, France to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It might be a bit of a culture shock. So we're going to take it slow with her, and I expect great things from her down the road, but I think that it'll be kind of a building up process for her.
Your team is ranked 4th in the NAIA heading into the spring. What kind of success did the team have in the fall?
One thing we did in the fall that I thought we did really well is we didn't play bad. I think lots of times you're only as good as your bad golf, and I feel like we did not have very many rounds that were poor. We didn't have a lot of great rounds, but we managed to keep our bad golf from being really bad, and I think that that's a testament to the experience that our team has, being a very young team, but a young, experienced team, and going through the battle at the national championship. I think that they learned to fight to the end, and that's one thing I was really excited about the fall. I don't think we played great golf. I think we played okay golf, but our bad golf was good bad golf.
What are some of the golf courses that are going to highlight this year's schedule?
The spring, we're doing a little bit different schedule than we've done in the past. We're going to some different tournaments. The first tournament's in Victoria, Texas, and it's on a course called the Club at Colony Creek. It's a very scoreable course. I really like going there to start off the spring because we can hopefully get some good scores and feel good about ourselves. And then we come back home and play at Kicking Bird Golf Course in Edmonds. So that'll be one where hopefully playing and be able to stay in our own beds and playing close to home and getting some fans out is going to be good. And then we go to Daytona Beach to the Eagle Invitational to play at LPGA International, which will be a real treat for the girls to play there. The first time we've ever gone to that event. It's been held for the last 16 years, and it's our first trip there, so we're looking forward to going down there for the first time. And then our national tournament is at Savannah Quarters in Savannah, Georgia. So it'll be a real challenge for us playing there because that's SCAD Savannah's home course, and they are a very, very talented team. I think that they're probably ranked 2nd or 3rd in the preseason poll.
What inspired you to get into coaching?
Coaching is something I thought that I never wanted to do. It's something that I really didn't think I would have much success if I did try to do it. And there wasn't one person or individual or anything that truly led me that way. My father was actually a coach before he went into business, and I think that's one of the reasons I didn't want to do it, because I think that he probably had advised me along the way that it would not be the easiest road. But one person that I would definitely point out would be Mike McGraw, who's the Baylor men's golf coach. He was somebody that he gave me lessons whenever I was in high school, and just seeing the positive impact he tried to have on young people really was heartfelt to me. And we all as coaches, I think, want to coach to win and have success, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to look at yourself and ask yourself, are you truly making an impact on young people's lives? And I think that that's the biggest blessing a coach can have.
All right, talking to women's golf coach Marty McCauley. The Stars will open the spring season February 15th and 16th at the Claude Jacobs Invitational. You can follow their progress on OCUsports.com.